Let's bring in our US contributor now, Michael Ware, to discuss. Michael, there seems to be a whole lot of momentum. It's been a big week for race in America, given what's happened in court. First of all, with George Floyd and Derek Chauvin, and now Daunte Wright and the police officer involved. What has the fallout been?
Oh, look, it's been tough for America to absorb all of this in such a short period of time, as you've outlined. And the reverberations from all these events that seem to be cascading will continue for some time. But it does look like there might be some momentum. Right now, there's the George Floyd Justice for Policing Reform Bill that's passed the House and is with the Senate, and it needs 10 Republicans to help get it passed in the Senate. And already there's talks underway by some of the Democrats and the Republicans. And the Republican Senator Tim Cook said we're a lot closer on agreement than not. So there's hope that this reform bill will pass, because people say that now it's a different time. You know, this might finally be the time to pass this overreaching police reform bill. But, you know, the funeral today, you know, it tore at your heart. But it was part funeral and part rally as well. I mean, members of George Floyd's family were there. And let's not forget, the way Daunte Wright died, you know, by a cop who confused her gun for her taser and shot him by accident. Now, this occurred just miles away from where the Chauvin trial was held. And one of the jurors came from the neighbourhood where this shooting took place. So this is very, very real for the people of Minnesota and for the country as a whole. So you're right, mate, there could be a hint of change in the air.
What about this other case in Ohio, Michael? A police officer shot and killed a young black woman who had a knife on her and was looking at charging towards another person, perhaps even another police officer. What's the latest on that one?
Yeah, well, look, the police are obviously doing an investigation. No one's been charged yet. I mean, that's a much tougher case. And it's also just as heartbreaking. I mean, look, this was the shooting death of a 16-year-old girl. No matter how you look at it, that's a tragedy. Now, she was in foster care and she was having an argument with others in the foster home. And this girl had a knife and was clearly, on the body cam footage, attacking other people. She was posing a real threat, a lethal threat, actively to those around her. And the police arrived on the scene after quite some period of time, and within seconds, this girl was shot as she was lunging at another girl with a knife. So that's very different to a Daunte Wright, I would argue, who was pulled over because his registration had expired and was, shot by accident. Nonetheless, this is a 16-year-old girl. And were there other options to address the threat of her violence? I mean, that's a question that's playing out right now.
Okay, Michael, big week, as we said. We'll talk to you again next week. Have a good weekend.